Good evening, everyone. I'm very, very happy to be here tonight. Good evening to all the listeners and viewers of today, FM 101.9. I am very, very
101.1.
excited. 101.1, rather. Yes, it's
Yes.
101.1. I'm very, very
Yes.
excited to be with you tonight.
Yeah, thank you so much. Wow, you're so very young. Leslie, a young professor. Okay, Leslie, we all know that social media is being used directly and indirectly. And with the current world population of 7.75 billion, with the internet users of 4.54 billion, and 25% of them are undoubtedly subjected to some form of social media trolling. How can this affect the social well-being and emotional well-being aspects of a person?
We know for a fact that social media is affecting our emotional and psychological mindset because what we consume on social media greatly affects us. We become what we consume, as they say. Filipinos, they're known to be on Facebook every single day, averaging 10 to 12 hours in a day. That
Oh
is
my.
how heavy users Filipinos are on social media. That is why every time they take a look at their Facebook, at their Twitter, whoever they follow, whatever pages they follow, tendency is their minds, their opinions, their beliefs, and perspectives will become who they
They are.
follow. That is
Okay.
how greatly affected we are in terms of emotional and psychological mindset when it comes to social media, Miss Marian.
Okay. And Leslie, it has become part and parcel of living in the digital age, more than just national elections. Fake accounts have been used to start general discord. Before we go further, may I ask you, Leslie, the definition of troll and who is social media troll?
Trolls are individuals who are commissioned to do postings, to
Mm-hmm.
do commenting on social media. They hide their true identities with fake names and fake
Okay.
profile photos. And these are part of the machinery of politicians, even celebrities, and personalities who are engaging in this information. That
All
is how
right.
we define trolls, Miss Marian.
Okay, so you mean to say growth of fake accounts raise an alarm, and obviously copy pasted still take a heavy toll in the lives of politicians, celebrities, business owners. Now, I
Correct.
would like to know how closely trolling and cyber stalking are related.
Trolling is definitely they are assigned a particular topic every single day. They are assigned a particular personality whom they will build up, or assign the personality whom they will try to destroy their reputation. While cyber stalking, uh, cyber stalking would refer to individuals, whether they are trolls or they are their personalities, they are the real personalities who would follow certain personalities, certain individuals, and then they'll try to harass them. That's the difference with trolls. They have a particular quota, they have a particular topic, they have assigned a personality whom they'll build up or they'll destroy. Where in fact, cyber stalking would be, it's the work of an individual who would really want to be closer to another person, or worse, they just want to destroy another person's reputation as well.
Oh, that's dangerous.
Correct.
And that's really alarming. Anyway, Prof, let's have a shout out to our viewers. We have in here Cheryl Espiridron. Hi, Cheryl. Good evening to you. And magandang gabi po. Ayan, magandang gabi daw po, Professor.
Magandang gabi,
Yan.
Cheryl.
Yeah.
We also initiated what we call I Am Real Fighting Against fake news campaign 6 years ago, Miss Marian. So we in the COM program has been doing advocacy work in fighting fake news, in fighting disinformation. That is why today I'm also a core member of the Disinformation and Democracy Consortium. It is an organization composing of academicians, journalists, and media organizations who are fighting disinformation. That is why trolls, fake accounts, fake news, disinformation, it's really something that's close to my heart.
All right. Prof, I just wanted to know, have you experienced yourself such these negative trolls? That's why you are very up into it. But before you answer that, let's pause for some few reminders. Let's go back to Professor Leslie. Prof, around 75% of Filipinos are online, as what you have said a while ago, and mostly on Facebook and YouTube, and of course, other social media platforms. Has increased the windows for informations and propagandas. Do you think it's easier to become a journalist nowadays?
It is very, very difficult to become a journalist today. The communication students feel that pressure along with the neophyte in terms of journalism. Why? Because media in itself is being discredited. Journalists are being discredited, and there are some personalities who would keep on telling people that this particular journalist and this particular platforms are producing this information, and sometimes people are so vulnerable that they believe it immediately without checking facts.
Wow. Thank you very much. Okay, Prof, we have in here watching from Abu Dhabi, UAE. Yan, umaabot tayo sa Abu Dhabi, UAE.
Wow.
Maraming salamat sa iyo. And also, good evening to Jenny Cagas. Hi, Prof. Good evening to you. So, Prof, if you often find yourself on the receiving end of these spiteful messages on your social media account, what are the immediate remedy? Do you think removing the negative comments should be done right away?
I think Facebook has done something with the limiting the people who could comment on your post, because there are times that if you, for example, posted a story that is not pleasing to the eyes and to the ears of one camp, tendency is the trolls will go to your account and then immediately they'll say something and they'll put words there that are not appropriate. So that is one thing that Facebook has done. But as an individual, this is one thing that you should be doing. Starve the trolls. We should starve trolls, because the trolls also have their quota in terms of how many engagements, how many of the individuals commented on their post, how many of them commented on their likes or laughed at their comments, because even that, it's being measured. And once they have a lot of engagement on posts of different organizations and individuals, their income is getting higher. It's increasing. That is why people would always have to be reminded that do not engage on trolls, because the moment you engage on trolls, they'll really bombard you with a lot of messages and comments up to the time that it will be beyond their control. And the point is, as they do that, they're earning. As they comment even more, and as you engage with them, they're earning even more, because it's part of their metrics. It's not only that they have to comment on a particular post. After commenting, they have to engage the people who are also commenting, and they will have to negate them, say bad words about them, and then from there they earn even more, Miss Marian.
So you mean to say how trolling has become a profession nowadays?
It is.
Because they're being paid.
Yes, they're being paid.
Okay.
there is this particular study by Cabañas and Ong, wherein they've interviewed some trolls, and this is how it works. You have the leader, you have the mastermind, meaning this person would work on the messaging, what attack they'll be doing, and then after that director, after that manager, then you'll have trolls. You'll have this individual who will work
So there's
with you.
an organizational structure.
It is. There is. And they're paid 30 to 40,000 a month.
Oh,
Free of
that's
tax.
big.
Free of tax. Can you just imagine? It's free of tax. They're earning 30 to 40,000 a month, and they're just hiding their mask. Their identities are not known. Thus, the proliferation of fake news on
Okay, you know
social
what,
media.
Prof? I was watching Vice Ganda on TV,
Correct.
and then she said that she has this friend, a close friend of Vice Ganda, na talagang kumakapit sa patalim, kaya siya nag-engage sa mga ganitong trolling. So, do you think because of the poverty going on around the world, indulge them with this such kind of activity?
We can't really blame the trolls because, for one, they may not have a regular job. And since
Yeah.
they're offered this, morality will just come after. What's important is that they have something to feed to their families. That's why we can't truly judge them and tell them that what you're doing is wrong, what you're doing is incorrect. Because what's important to them is that they get to earn, they get to save for their families. That's one. Because we're a developing country, unemployment rate is high, and now they're given this opportunity to work from home. Prior the pandemic, prior the work from home setup, they've been doing that. They've been working from home. That's why they call themselves keyboard warriors. All they need to do is just have a cell phone, just have a laptop. For one, definitely poverty plays a significant role. Why is it that most Filipinos or some of us are engaging in trolling? Because of unemployment, and sometimes you wouldn't even think what's wrong and what's right if what is at stake is the livelihood of your family.
Yeah, so sad. So sad.
It is. It is.
Yeah, so what's the use of getting ourselves educated? You know, I finished broadcast communication for 4 years, and we studied the code of ethics of media.
Correct.
So with all this going on, what's the use of that code of ethics?
That's the major difference, Miss Marian. People do not also recognize today the difference between broadcast journalists and influencers. Because influencers now, even if they're not communication graduates, even if they're not broadcast journalists, since they have a lot of followers, they have the power to shape public opinion. And that is why the politicians and personalities who have troll farms, that's how they call it, troll farms. If they have troll farms, what they do is, apart from these keyboard warriors, they also hire influencers. And these influencers will create videos that will either promote these personalities or politicians, or would ruin someone's reputation with their videos, with what they say. And that is what Filipinos now do not realize. The difference between influencers who did not study journalism, who did not study the ethical standards of a broadcast journalist, as you are, Miss Marian. And then now, here they are, having the platform. They'll say whatever they want without taking into consideration the responsibility that they have on their shoulders. So it's really sad.
Okay, so coming from Stanley John Villalobos, the founder of 102.7 Kids FM. Good evening po, Ma'am Leslie. Ayan.
Hi, sir.
Yao said, so interesting. Yes, Yao, very interesting. That is the reason I have guested and I put Professor Leslie in here because of this trolling that's been going on for a long time already, right? So with all this obnoxious behavior, Prof. Leslie, Leslie, from other people, is it also necessary to hire social media management professionals? If others can hire trolls, can also other companies and organizations hire social media management professionals?
Definitely, because we have communicators who are so good in social media management that would also protect the branding of the personality or the organization. But the difference is this: when we talk of social media management, we would refer to it as developmental, meaning everything is just so positive. But when we talk of trolls, definitely that is what you call destruction. There is already a destruction to the people whom that particular individual would want to ruin the reputation. But when it comes to social media management, it's more of developmental, because you just want to highlight the brand, you want to promote the brand, and you want to let people know what the brand is capable of.
Yeah, Prof, I have this hanging question to you a while ago.
Yes.
Have you experienced such negative trolls personally?
I haven't had, fortunately, I haven't had that experience. Sometimes I pause because when it comes to posting, I also have my personal rules when it comes to my social media account. I do not engage on personalities, and I do not throw mud at personalities, but rather I discuss things based on issue. And if you discuss things based on issue, people will listen to you. But when you engage in a discussion wherein you throw negative words towards a particular person, that's the time that the trolls will have an idea which page and which account to follow and which account to comment on. I think that is one thing that we should also be doing, because if you take a look at it, Miss Marian, today social media is so toxic. And social media is becoming toxic because when we deal with name calling, when we deal with throwing negative things about other people. But if we just stick with issues, our discussions, social political discussion should be based on issues, not personalities, for one.
Yeah. But still, we cannot control that. So, and okay, let's go back to our discussion with Professor Leslie Medina. Prof, you probably know that there's a difference between worthless trolls and dissatisfied customers who are just using social media to vent their complaints, and most of them are unhappy customers. But sometimes, they can just get extremely upset and make sure that others in their community know about it. How can a business owner remedy this kind of scenario?
The best way to do and to deal with them is to act immediately before
Okay.
things will go beyond their control. So they will just have to call and pacify that particular customer. Because if you take a look at it, sometimes customers would really just go out of their way and post something where in fact they could just directly message the brand involved, but sometimes they also
Okay.
have a different intention, a different agenda. So the first thing to do is, that is why it's very, very important for brands to have social listening on the digital platform. So as they would know how many people are engaging, how many people they've been reaching, and what are the comments on their particular products or on their brand. So as from there, they could put up an emergency response to all this to all these possibilities, because in social media, even if you delete it, people may have had a screenshot of it already. So
Okay.
once you posted it, it's eternal.
How do we deal with those troll people who refuse to stop?
Okay. One, as mentioned earlier, do not engage. Let them. If you, for example, commented on an article of a news organization and then trolls came in because they've seen your comment, they'll react. They'll react a laugh emoji and the like. Okay. After that, you stop. Now, if they still engage, report and then block.
Okay. All
Report
right.
them and then block them.
Block. Okay. Do you think blocking is the best remedy to stop all these negative trolls?
It is not. It's not the best remedy, but it can be a temporary stop. It can be a
Okay.
temporary stop for these individuals to know that there are people who will fight against them.
But if they are persistent, they will still chase after you and then create another social
Account?
media
Yes,
account. Yeah.
that's the thing. That's the thing. Ignore, block, report. Ignore, block, report. Ignore, block, report. Because we don't. That's the dangerous part of social media. There's no
Okay.
gatekeeping. Unlike in 101.1, you have gatekeepers. You cannot broadcast anything you want because you have rules, you have guidelines. But when it comes to Facebook, when it comes to Twitter, when it comes to YouTube and TikTok, anything can be broadcasted, and Facebook wouldn't even try to stop it, wouldn't even filter it. And when they'll filter it, it's sometimes too late because a lot of people have seen it already because it will just be reported after an hour or two. So
Okay.
that's how it works.
Yeah. So, according to Yao Yao, napaka-powerful po, ma'am, talaga ng social media. And can you please say good evening to our station manager, Gina Agustin?
Hi, Miss Gina. Good evening. I'm very, very happy to be here joining Miss Marian. You have such a very good show.
Okay, thank you so
I
much.
love the format.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, this program News Hour on Point, we are welcoming different personalities to educate our people, especially the ones who are in the grassroots. Now, okay, so Leslie, any last message to all our fellow Filipinos? How can we get ourselves protected from
Mhm.
trolling?
One, you be careful with what you post. As they say, you really have to think thoroughly before posting something because one, it might hurt another person. And if it will hurt another person, think about it. Is it worth it? And if it's not, then you will just have to forgo it. We are 100 million Filipinos. If we will all commit to promoting truthful narrative on social media, then we'll have a better country. Hate is something we see on the digital platform, but if we will just promote love, peace, and respect toward one another, and if we will all be purveyors of truth, please make sure before you reshare, before you believe an information, we now have the responsibility as individuals, since we are consumers of social media. One of our responsibilities as well is to fact check. Know how to fact check. And if you do so, then you become a truth teller.
Okay, thank you so much. Maraming salamat. Prof, do you want to greet some of the students do you
Yes,
have in there?
yes, I have my students who are actually tuning in now. Good evening to all the communication students of Holy Angel University and to all my dear friends and family members. And I'm just very, very happy to be here tonight. Thank you for the invitation, Miss Marian. Magandang
Yeah.
gabi po sa inyong lahat.
What about your friends? What about who's this Christian or Lina of Monster Love? He's actually listening to us right now, and I have
Oh, wow.
advised him that you will be my guest.
Wow. Hi, Sir Christian. Good evening. And we look forward to working with you soonest.
Okay, thank you so much. We'll be right back.